Welcome to Mog TCG. This is Mog talking, and in today's video, we're going to talk about this PQ meta of the first weekend of January. So I know there's some PQs last year in December, but I think the season starts in this weekend, right? With a lot of PQs. We have 13 PQs, and we're going to talk about it. So as you can see here, we have 18 Sabines in top 8. So yes, Sabine is still a thing in the meta. The second one, we have the Hun 1 yellow, that it is a deck that appears more and more to time, right? We have Quillin E that is an interesting deck. That is the third one. I wasn't expect Quillin to be the third one. As you can pick the last tournaments in December and November, and you would not see Quillin in third, not even fourth or fifth in the list. We have Django Tarkentel that drops a lot and about top 8, right? And for surprise, Django Tarkentel don't win any PQ this weekend. So this is weird maybe, but it's not that weird because a lot of decks now try to play against Django Tarkentel, and Django Tarkentel was a surprise last year, but now a lot of players knows how to deal with it. Is not a surprise anymore, so it feels okay to a Django Tarkentel and didn't won a tournament this weekend. But I think we still have the month and a lot of PQs out there, so I think Django probably can win Planetary. So we have Cad Tarkentel, 6 in the top, but didn't won. Anakin Blue, this for me is a big surprise. I expected a lot more of Anakin Blue in the meta, and as you can see, it is just 4 in the top 8. It feels weird. Palpatine Yellow, a lot of players sense that is probably the best Palpatine, and the one winner here is here from Brazil. Yeah, it is a yellow-green deck supposed to win in Brazil, right? So we have Kira Green and Chronic ECL. That is a deck that is probably the same deck, and Kira won and Chronic not. And we have another 4 winners. That is others deck. That is a lot of off-meta decks and decks that only play 1 at the top or something like that. So let's talk about the winners here. Like I said, the other 4 ones is Boss Green. That is weird here too, because we don't see a Boss Blue winner. We only see a Boss Green. That is different, I think. I played Boss Green last week and in my weekly store. I think my list was not that good. I think I need to change some things. But Boss Green, it is a surprise, and maybe if you in your weekly stores, if the people don't know how to play with, it is a big surprise. We have the Iden Blue, 2 players in the top 8 and just 1 winner. Iden Blue is a huge hard control deck that is famous in Setsu, but is more down now, but wanna PQ. We had Cat Blue. This is a surprise, right? I don't expect any Cat Blue to win a PQ. And we have Quillin ECL too. So let's talk about the winners and the lists. So here we have the Iden Blue that I said. There's not a lot of difference. We can see here, I am your father. This is a difference, I think, about hard control. We don't see this a lot because it is a card that gives you the opponent to choose the action, right? And he will always choose the worst for you. Okay, I don't like that much, but I don't know. I need to test. And this deck win a PQ is not that a surprise, but I think it's a surprise for me is that this deck won a PQ and Bosk Blue don't. So next deck we have the Cat Band Blue. Like I said, this was a really surprise. I like it a lot, this list. I think I'm going to play with this some weekly store to try this deck. I like it a lot. We have a lot of removals. Like McClunky, it is a big removal with Cat Bane because it is a 4/4. Like, cause we have the Cat Bane's ability, right? And Bazin turn 1, McClunk turn 2 with Bazin again. It is a huge play, and it is really good against control too. And this is it. Looks really fun. I am probably going to try this and make a video on Color Bass. So now we have the BQ winner, Emperor Palpatine yellow, like that I said, that is here from Brazil, from a player called Navarro, and it is a Emperor Palpatine yellow list like the other ones, but I think the difference in here is that we have Droid Commando and Confederate Courier that can give him that have the Separatist trait to make him ambush with Pogo the Lesser too, because both was Separatist. I'm seeing before Palpatine Blue with Droid Commando, but I don't think I saw it with yellow one. And as you can see here, we have Frozen Carbonite in the main deck. I think this is different. I wasn't expect for this. So yeah, he made a 6-1 and won in the top 8, top 4 in the finals. Congrats for you, Navarro. And oh, and yeah, I talked with him, and we're going to rack a video talking about his deck and his decision, talking about his sideboard and everything. So stay tuned. And here we have the boss green. Like I said, was a surprise too. We have a boss green that this list I like more than the list that I played last week. We have the Celestial Scrub. You can see why he playing Celestial Scrub. It is good in boss because sometimes you just put the uh, the bounty hunter's query that costs 1, and you can play Celestial Scrub, and you action boss, put 1 damage, and next turn you can put 2 damage because you can bounce Celestial Scrub and put 1 damage with boss. So now you defeat the unit this turn and not then the turn 2. Okay, so this is good. We have Legal Authority that captures units. Just 1 copy and don't have more inside the board. So I don't know the match that he wants to use this. Maybe he put in a specific. I don't know. But Admiral Piet with Reinforcement Walk and Purple Palpatine is really good. You can use Vader in a turn and put Admiral Piet and on Celestial Scrum because you can up to 3 resources, right? And next turn you can play Reinforcement Walker and or Emperor Palpatine with Ambush, which is really good. So the next deck we have Han Solo. Then, like I said, it is the second deck most played in the top 8, right? So we have here Han Solo. This list is really clear. There's no text, not tech like the unit tech, like a tech for specific matches. It's just like pure Han Solo yellow. It's just this. If you don't want to invent something, just play this list. But the second one, this is more different. We have the Emphasis that this list don't have. We have the Zori Bliss that this list don't have, and we don't have the Plo Koon. He played with Zori Bliss instead of Plo Koon, because I saw a lot of players talking about this weekend. Because Zori Bliss have this Muggle for 6, which is really good, and sometimes you can just resource in the last turns, and a lot of times when you deploy Han Solo, your opponent do something. He used Rival's Fall, he used Perilous Position, he defeated Han Solo, I don't know how, but he can use No Good to Me Dad to stop him. So you will now have 6 resources and you can't play Han Solo unit, you can't play Emphasis, you can't play DJ. So what are you going to do? You can play Plo Koon sometimes, but sometimes you don't have the coordinate, right? So now you can just play Zori Bliss with this Muggle, right? Paying 6, and you can just play it at 4/7. Don't die for Felder Dragon, don't die from Takedown. This is really good. And one problem that the Han Solo Yellow have is that you don't have draw. So sometimes you just play with the top card of your deck because you need to resource or something like that. And Zori Bliss made you draw a card, and the start of the regroup phase, you just discard 1. But if you don't have a card to discard, you don't need to discard. So you would just draw 2 new cards and don't need to discard. So which is really good for Han Solo. So. And we have another thing here. We have the Gamoran Guard too that this list don't have. Okay, and you can see here we have 3 L3, and in here we have 3 L3 and 3 Crafted Legless, because I think he's probably play with 6 21 units with shield to play against Tarkin Town, like Cad Bane, like Jungle Tarkin Town. But against Cad Bane is not it's not like against jungle, because Caliban can play at a cost 1 like Greedo, and you can play McClunky, and with the Caliban's ability to take out the shield and defeat your unit. But if he didn't play it like this, you will not lose your unit, okay? So now we have the Quillin Vo's Stark Intel, which is really, really good. And this list is like I said for the first Han Solo, is really, really clear. It's just Sabine Yellow here. It looks a lot like a Sabine Yellow. He only plays with 5 cards that it doesn't have the heroic spec, that is 3 Force Throw and 2 Surprise Strikes. So when he decides to do this, he can play with a 4 Cause of Believing. So he plays with 3 4 Cause of Believing. This is not famous, I think. I don't even think I've played against Equivalent with 4 Cause in Carabast. So this is different, and I like it a lot. Looks really, really aggro deck. We have Millennium Falcon for 22. You can play with Red 3, only 2 Red 3. So this looks like a deck really, really consistent, and he won a PQ. And the difference here is that he plays with 3 Grogus on the sideboard. I don't know the specific match that he wants to play in the main deck to change, but it is in the side deck, and I like a lot Grogu. We have it to disperse the target. My Quillin Vols that I showed here in my channel have disperse the target, because it's like Waylay, but if you using a unit that have Saboteur, no, they have Bounty, you collect the Bounty. But the problem is that you can't bounce your unit. So sometimes you just want to bounce your unit to maybe take out a lot of upgrades like Bounty for Bosk doesn't draw, or like Frozen Carbonite to make your unit to be can attack again, right? Or you can just bounce your Millennium Falcon and play and attack again to win the game, something like that. You can't do this with Sparta Attack because you can only use an enemy unit, okay? So let's go to another one, and it is Quillin ECL. This deck is different. We have Bounty Hunter's Query here. We have General's Blade that sided with Quillin Voz is really, really good, because he is a Jedi, so the on attack of General's Blade will triggers. You can play a unit that cost less. So in the turn 4 that you have 5 resources with Quillin Voz, you can play General's Blade. Now you have 2 resources, attack with Quillin Voz for 6, sorry, and you can play cost 4 units. So you can play Kira, you can play Hu Yang, you can play Attack, you can play Millennium Falcon to aggro more. He plays the clear field in the main. I don't know the meta of his city, because I don't know. Clear the field looks like a card that you want in the main deck to play against Clone Troopers and Droid tokens. I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, I really can't think about a specific match that this can be good, like other one like this token decks, right? So we have here the Sabine ECL. This list is kind of different. We have 2 Isla Secura that is not that popular in Sabine. I think maybe in the mirror deck, this deck looks really, really good, because you can wait your opponent to use ECL and Poe, and you can use your ECL to play Isla and defeat his Poe and be alive for the next turn. But the problem is that Rekka can defeat her in the next turn with the one played ability. So I don't know. But if you have Admiral Yularen, she will not die, right? Because now she has 6 lives. So looks pretty techy against specific matches. We have the one result. We have 1 heroic resolve here. We have 2 Tumbling Intervention that I like a lot. If I'm playing Sabine, I'm probably going to put Tumbling Intervention. I don't think you can play Sabine without it. This is really, really good. You can use Poe with ECL, and if it dies, you can Poe with Tumbling Intervention next turn. This is really, really huge. And Wrecker with ECL and I don't know, with 7 resources you can timely and wreck it again. So this is really, really good, specifically against control decks that you probably we will have 7 resources to use Talent Intervention in the Wrecker. So we have the Kira Green, which is I've played a lot this deck in this set tree, like a lot. And my deck looks really look alike like this one. Uh, it's actually almost the same one. I can't even recognize the difference in between my deck, and I like it a lot. The Kira, but I played with the base of 30 life, and now I'm playing with ECL, which I think is better, cause can handle more Hun Yellow, and actually can handle more against Bean, cause even if don't have the 25 life, against Sabine is good because you can use ECL to defeat her units. Like okay, and we have the client here that he heals a lot. Then we have Vigilance that heals a lot. We have 3 top targets inside the body, which is really good against Sabine. And I think the only problem is Sabine. Even like I said, the match is with ECL is good against Sabine, but the problem is that the 3-4 calls. I play against a friend of mine here in Brasilia. He's playing Sabine. He doesn't play since the set one, and he was going to play it for the first time since the set one, and I lose for him for 2-1 because the first game I did everything. I did deploy barrage, I wiped the board, and he played 3-4 calls, and I lost because of that. I'm probably going to win the next turn, but the 3-4 calls won the game, so this is hard, right? So this is and okay. Now we're going to talk about off meta. These decks that I show you now, these decks that won the PQ, but some lists, I think 3 or 4 lists they doesn't update the site yet with them. So now we talk about the off meta, cause we have a Iden Yellow in the top 8, which is really good, and looks like the Torx mid range, the Torx Troll Blue mid range. Yeah, it looks really look like, and I don't know. This deck looks really good against Sabine, against Django, because Aiden can heal. We have 3 top target in the main deck. We have Vigilance in the main deck, only 2. And I don't know, we have the Bazine, which is really good. I think hard control with yellow is really good because we have Bazine, we have some ambitious, because we need to think that a Forlorn is a 4/4 or boss like 4/5. He is a removal, right? So Forlorn is a 4/4. Sometimes you don't have a takedown, so now you have a Forlorn to defeat something. So I don't know. We need to think about it. We have the Body Hunter's crack, body. We have the Bounty Hunter crew that can bring Vigilance back. They can bring Super Laser Blast back and something like that. This looks a good deck, and I will test in Caralas for sure. Here we have the Side Ventress Red. That is a aggro deck, a huge aggro deck, and looks like he maybe wants to play in the late game. Because we have here Savage Oppress that is cost 7, and maybe the finalizer you already lost a lot of units, and your opponent did have the board advantage, and you just play Savage and finalize the game because you already did a lot of damage, right? We have a Sneak Attack that they can combo with Ruthless Raider, which is really good because Ruthless Raider with Sneak Attack, it is a 8/6, right? Because you can play, put 2 damage in base, attack for 4, he will defeat in the end of turn, and more 2 damage in the base, which is really good. The weird thing here is that we don't have Forlorn, but we have Zukus. Maybe he wants to play Zukus with Sneak Attack in the late game, or he can just play with 5 resources because it is a 6/6 that your opponent needs to handle. Like Sabine playing. I don't want to use ECL on this post, so I just play in here, and now you need to defeat him because otherwise you just took 8 damage in your face, right? So Zukus looks like that, and you have Saboteurs, so I think this is why he's here. We have Triple Dark Ray that can bring ATST, the TIE Phantom, the TIE Advancer. Looks a great aggro deck that can apply a lot of damage in the early games, right? And we have Fennec that starts to appear the last month, but it's not a popular deck yet, and I don't think it will become a popular deck because we have, I don't know, if you want to play Fennec Tarkentau, why you just don't play Quillin Tarkentau? That is, I think in my opinion, is better. This looks a lot like a Sabine Yellow deck in the set 2. But we have the advantage here that Fennec made your opponent have ambush, right? So you can deploy and complete K2SO with ambush for free. So this is good, right? And I think it's this. Yeah. So I think it's this. Like I said, it is a really, really meta really really different meta that we have here. We have a lot of decks. We don't have the majority of decks like Boba Fett and Setsu that more than 50% of the winners is a Boba, yeah, a Boba Fett. And now we have I know we have 18 Sabines in the top 8, 16 Hung Yellows in the top 8, but only 4 Sabines win the PQ. I don't think I have here. Yeah, I have here. Only 31% of the meta of this weekend. I need to be specific in this is just about this first weekend. Only 31%. I think this is really really healthy. And for the format and for the meta, we have a lot of decks that won the PQ. A lot of different decks. We have Item Blue, we have Cat Blue, we have Boss Green. Who will expect that Boss Green will won a PQ, right? So this is it, guys. I will do this again next week with the second weekend of PQs. So this is it. If you like this content, please subscribe my channel. I almost got the 1,000 that I really really want to hit this mark in a couple months for now. And if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. And thank you a lot. See you in the next video.